congregation, welcome to Waycross's Way Station, on the way to happiness and salvation. We are gathered here today to celebrate our very first meeting and to lay to rest the bones of old Colonel Carchippy, formerly known as old Captain Carchippy. I took the liberty of raising his rank a notch posthumously, being that he gave his life for this here service. That is to say, he did us a service, dying. Nevertheless and notwithstanding, even though I suspect his soul is frying right at this very moment, like a fresh-caught fat whiskered catfish in the skillet of the devil, it would not be Christian for us not to pray for what we know is the impossible, his redemption. Therefore, knowing what we know, and all things being equal, and since there are no peoples nowhere more practiced at praying for the impossible, I ask you to lift your voices in prayer. Let the Lord hear just how forgiving his black children can be. Amen. This day is called the Feast of St. Crispin. He that shall live this day and come safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named and arouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on the visual feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian's day. Then shall he strip his sleeves and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on St. Crispian's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what deeds he did this day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by. From now until the end of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers.
Sergeant Jackson, they seem to keep a pretty close eye on you.
Who is the other doctor?
Sit down, please.
They keep changing doctors.
Would you rather see the other doctor?
No, man. It's just that I have to keep telling the same story over and over again.
Sometimes that's the only way to set things straight.
You're not in the military, are you?
How can you tell?
Your salute? It's not of the snappiest.
I came down from New York today to see you.
I must be a really bad case.
You're a complicated case.
Like they say, a special case. I'm a special case. Did you know that?
They keep a pretty close eye on you now.
I went AWOL twice from this hospital.
No?
But they'll never do anything to me.
I understand.
You understand, huh?
I understand your situation.
Yeah. Well, mind telling me what that is?
You don't need me to tell you that.
So what do I need you for?
I don't know. Maybe I need you.
That's a new one.
Oh.
That's one they haven't tried yet.
Oh?
Every doctor has their own tricks.
Oh?
That's one of yours.
Oh, what's that?
When it's your time to talk, you get this look on your face, kind of like an old owl that's been constipated for about 500 years, you know? And you say, oh? Man, this is a farce.
Well, what should we do about it?
Who's this we?
Who else is there?
We just gonna keep asking each other questions?
I don't know. What do you think?
What do you think, man? Do you think?
I listen.
No, man, I mean, what do you think? You got that folder there. My life is in there. I'm getting close to the end of the line with this stuff. I mean, sometimes I feel like there's not much time left, you know?
I'm aware of that.
You some big time specialist, huh?
In a manner of speaking.
What are you a specialist in?
I do a lot of work with Vietnam veterans and their problems.
Well, I can see that, man. But what do you specialize in?
I specialize in grief.
Shit. Come on.
Impacted grief. That's the special area I work in.
I'm gonna have to spend an hour in this jive and riddle and double talk. Only it's not even an hour, right? It's like impacted.
You know the word impacted.
How dumb do you think I am?
I don't think you're dumb at all. Matter of fact, quite the reverse. Subject is bright. His Army GT rating is equivalent of 128 IQ. In first interviews, does not volunteer information. He related he grew up in a Detroit ghetto and never knew his natural father. He said he was a good boy and always did what was expected of him. He was an explorer, scout, and an altar boy.
The other doctor talked a lot about depression.
What did he say about it?
He said I had it.
No. And?
Thought I ought to get rid of it, you know? Yeah, well, he was the chief doctor here. The chief doctor for all the psychos in Valley Forge Army Hospital. See what I mean?
Valley Forge.
Yeah.
Why don't you get rid of it?
Sometimes that's just what I want to do. Sometimes I want to throw it in their faces. Shit, now ain't that crazy? Like whose face?
What is it that you want to throw in their faces?
What are we talking about?
What are you talking about? I was talking about depression. You said your doctor said you should try and get rid of it. I simply asked, why don't you get rid of it? You were talking about the medal, weren't you, when you said throw it in their faces?
Well, that's why you're here, right? Because of the medal.
But I didn't bring it up. You did.
You asked me why don't I get rid of it.
I was talking about depression.
No, you meant the medal.
You meant the medal. Are you glad you have it?
The depression?
No, the medal.
Oh man, oh my. Suppose I didn't have that medal. You wouldn't be here, right? You would know me from a hole in the wall. I mean, I would be invisible to you. like 100,000 other dudes that got themselves sent over there to be shot at by a lot of little Chinamen hiding up in the trees. I mean, you're some famous doctor, right? Because you know I'm a special case. Well, I am. I'm one big tidbit. I'm what you call hot property in this man's army. Yes, sir. An authentic hero. A showpiece. Want to look at me? An enlistment goes up 200%. I'm a credit to my race. Did you know that? I'm an honor to the city of Detroit. To say nothing of the state of Michigan, of which I'm the only living Medal of Honor winner. I'm a feather in the cap of the Army. A flower in the lapel of the military. I mean, that's what they say, man. That's what they say at banquets given in my honor. Yes, sir. And look at me. Look at me!